everybody, and welcome back to the third episode of Minecraft Basics. And today we'll be going over hostile mobs, the amount of damage they do to you, the amount of health they have, and their drops. So let's get started. Us as the player have 20 hit points and have 10 hearts of health. The statistics I'm about to show you are for normal mode, so they may vary between easy, normal and hard, mostly in the damage they will do to you. Let's keep that in mind when we are going through them. First off, we have the Creeper. The Creeper is quite an iconic mob in Minecraft. Even those who don't play Minecraft often know what the Creeper is. Fun fact about the Creeper, it was actually created on accident when the creators of Minecraft were trying to code a pig. Yes, a pig, the cute and cuddly little pink thing we know that runs around Minecraft and we turn into tasty pork chops, was accidentally coded to look like this. I don't know how they messed up this badly, but well done. The Creeper has 20 hit points of health and will do 43 hit points of damage to you upon exploding at point blank range, and will drop 0 to 2 gunpowder upon death. Next we have the Zombie, which also has 20 hit points of health and will do 3 hit points of damage to you when attacking, and can drop 0 to 2 rotten flesh, and on occasion can drop a carrot, a potato and an iron ingot. Fun fact, if you kill a zombie with fire aspect and it drops a potato, it will cook it. Next we have the Skeleton, which also has 20 hit points of health. It can do 1 to 4 hit points of damage depending on the distance it hits you from. It can drop 0 to 2 arrows, and on occasion can drop a bow, which will likely be damaged, and a piece of armor if it is wearing any, which will also likely be very damaged. This particular skeleton is currently modelling us a nice gold helmet. This is what you will see in your world. If you are trying to get some armor off these guys, you'll want to look for ones that are wearing armor such as this. Zombies can also in fact wear armor, and they can drop all kinds of armor except for netherite. Those with arachnophobia might want to look away for this one. Next we have the Spider, which has 16 hit points of health. It will do 2 hit points of health to you and can drop 0 to 2 string and a spider's eye. Next we have the Stray, which is a variety of skeleton which will only spawn in snowy biomes. This mob has 20 hit points of health. 20 hit points seems to be a very common amount of health for these mobs. Now the Stray is a little tricky when it comes to the damage. It depends on what version you're playing on. For Java Edition, they can do 3 hit points to 5 hit points, but for Bedrock Edition, it depends on the distance the Stray is from you. So if it's further away, it will do less. If it's closer, it will do more. So there's no real way to actually say how much damage, but I imagine it is quite similar to the Java Edition, but I don't know that for sure. Like the Skeleton, the Stray can drop 0 to 2 arrows, a bow, and a piece of armor if it is wearing any. Unique to the Stray, it can drop 0 to 1 arrows of slowness. So it's not guaranteed to drop them, but it can drop them. Next we have the little cave spider, which is found in mineshafts by spawners. So it won't just spawn randomly around the mineshaft, it will spawn by a spawner. And the way you can tell where the spawners are is they are shrouded in cobwebs, so you have to break through the cobwebs and break the spawner to stop these little guys from spawning. The cave spider has 12 hit points of health and can do 2 hit points of health to you. Now the cave spider in normal and hard mode can poison you. In normal mode it will do 1 heart of poison damage, and hard mode it will do 2 hearts, which equivalates to 2 hit points and 4 hit points. In easy mode they will not poison you at all, so if you're playing in easy mode you do not need to worry about their poison. Like the regular spider, they will drop 0 to 2 strings and a spider's eye upon death. Next up we have the Silverfish. The Silverfish has an interesting way of spawning, as it will spawn in trapped stone around your world, but they are most commonly found in the end structure. They have a spawner right next to the end portal, which you should break to stop them spawning and attacking you. The Silverfish has 8 hit points of health. It only does 1 hit point of damage, but this can be quite dangerous if you have a group of them and they are all simultaneously hitting you. They can do a lot of damage together. The Silverfish does not drop anything upon death except a little bit of experience. Next up we have the Drowned. The Drowned will only spawn underwater, and if a regular zombie is trapped underwater for a long period of time, it will in fact transform into a Drowned. The Drowned has 20 hit points of health, and with a regular attack it will do 3 hit points of health. Now if the Drowned is carrying a trident, Depending on whether it throws it or hits you with it, it will do 8 hit points of damage or 9 points of damage. The drown can drop 0 to 2 rotten flesh, and in rare occasions it can drop a dropper ingot or a piece of armor, a trident, a fishing rod, or a nautilus shell. The way you can tell if you're going to go a fishing rod, a trident, or a nautilus shell, they will have to be holding that item in their hand. With the nautilus shell, if they are holding one and you kill it, you are guaranteed to get it, but the trident and a fishing rod, they are much rarer to get and are often damaged once they are acquired by the player. They can always be repaired with either a fishing rod or a trident, depending on which one you have, or with mending. Next we have the husk, which will only spawn in the desert and will spawn instead of regular zombies, so you will not likely find a regular zombie in the desert, you will just find these husks. There is a difference between Java and Bedrock in the height of the husk. In Bedrock Edition, it is in fact 3 blocks high, but in Java Edition, it is only 2 blocks. The biggest difference with this is in Java Edition, they can go through doors, but in Bedrock Edition, they cannot. As you can see, since I am on Bedrock Edition, I've had to put this block 1 block higher than, say, the Drowned, because the husk is in fact 3 point something blocks higher, whereas in Java Edition it is 2 point something blocks higher, which means it can go through. The husk has 20 hit points of health and will do 3 hit points of damage when attacking. Like the zombie, can drop 0 to 2 rotten flesh, an iron ingot, a carrot, and a potato on rare occasion. Next we have the slimes. Now this slime has 3 different varieties: the small, the medium, and the large. Each has their different points. The small slimes don't do any damage at all, the medium slimes do 2 hit points, and the large slime does 4 hit points. These small slimes will drop 1 to 2 slime balls upon death. Now each slime has its own different hit points. The small slime has 1 hit point, so you just hit it once with your fist and it will die. The medium slime has 4 hit points and the big slime has 16 hit points. Something unique about the slime is if you have a big slime and you kill it, it will transform into medium slimes. If you kill those medium slimes, they'll turn into small slimes. So that's what makes big slimes so dangerous, as they split into more and more slimes as they die. Next we have the witch, which has 26 hit points. The damage the witch does can be a little complicated, as it does not have a melee attack. It merely throws different potions at you, but the most dangerous potions you need to worry about are the splash potion and the poison potion, as they are ones that actually in fact do damage. The witch can drop quite a bit of stuff. It can drop 0 to 6 glowstone, 0 to 6 gunpowder, 0 to 6 glass bottle, 0 to 6 redstone, 0 to 6 sticks, 0 to 6 sugar, and 0 to 6 spider's eyes. Now the witch can drop a few different potions, which I have represented with a water bottle. The way you get these potions is to kill the witch when it is drinking a potion. You can see it will hold a potion between its arms and put it under its nose, and that will show the witch is drinking. When it's finished drinking, as you can see with this witch, it has these particles coming off it, which shows it currently has an effect, which I believe is speed due to the colours of the particles. Fun fact about the witch, if you watch, they actually move their nose. What fun! Next we have the pillager, who is ready to shoot me dead if they get the chance. Pillagers have 24 hit points of health and can do 3 to 4 hit points depending on their range, and can drop 0 to 2 arrows and a crossbow upon death. Next we have the Vindicator, which can do 13 hit points of health, which is quite a lot, so might want to be wary of those if you do not have any armor. And can drop 1 emerald upon death, and on rare occasion drop a iron axe, which they in fact use to attack you with. You can tell when the Vindicator becomes aggressive because it will hold an axe above its head and try to attack you with it. This is what causes them to do so much damage to the player. Next we have the Evoker, which has 24 hit points as well. It can do 6 HP of damage. They will drop a Totem of Undying, which is a very powerful item. Next we have the Phantom, which is currently really enjoying flying against the ceiling. They have 24 hit points of health. Now this is another one that is slightly different from Bedrock to Java. In Java Edition they do a lot less damage, and they do 2 hit points of health, but in Bedrock they do 6 H points, which is quite a bit more. Upon death they can drop 0 to 1 Phantom membranes, which can be used to make slow falling potions. Next we have the big ol' Ravager. They have 2 different attacks. One attack does 6 and the other does 12 HP. Upon death, the Ravager will drop a saddle which makes them a good way to get saddles, but can be quite difficult to kill as they have a lot of health and obviously do quite a bit of damage. Next we have the zombie villager. These can spawn naturally in your world. He apparently doesn't want to look at me. Hello. Or depending on what difficulty you're on, when a zombie kills a villager, it can turn into a zombie villager. The percentage of this happening is different across all of them, but in hard mode it is 100% guaranteed to happen. They have 20 HP of health. Just like a regular zombie, will do 3 hit points of health to you, can drop 0 to 2 rotten flesh and have a chance of dropping an iron ingot, a carrot or a potato. Finally, we have the Vex. I couldn't spawn the Vex in because they can go through walls, so it would just fly off. The Vex does 9 hit points of damage and very rarely can drop an iron sword. This is a very rare drop from the Vex. The Vex has 14 hit points of health, and they have currently actually updated the Vex's appearance, so now it looks slightly different, but now they look like this, which is very similar to the LA. Isn't he cute, but also very evil? He's going to just fly away. For these next 2 mobs, we had to change location slightly, as they are water mobs. They can survive on land, but they're not very happy about it and just flop around like fish. Well, as they are fish. First we have the regular guardian, which has 30 hit points of health. It has 2 attacks. It has its spikes, and if you get too close it will do 2 hit points of health, and its laser attack will do 6 points of health. Now, the guardian can drop quite a few items. This can go from 0 to 2 prismarine shards, 0 to 2 prismarine crystals, and 1 cod. Now there is a different chance of it dropping raw salmon, a pufferfish or tropical fish. The salmon is more common, the pufferfish is in the middle, and then the tropical fish is the most rare. And I just like to swim around. Next we have the Elder Guardian, which is the big version of the regular Guardian and the leader of them. They have 80 hit points, and like the normal Guardian, they have 2 attacks. They're spike attacks, which will do 2 hit points of damage, and then their laser attack, which will do 6 points of damage. They drop the same stuff as the regular Guardian with the same amount of chance, but upon death they will always drop a wet sponge, and only ever one a wet sponge. Both of these mobs can only be found in prismarine temples. There is not a distinct amount of regular Guardians that spawn in a prismarine temple, but 3 Elder Guardians will spawn in a prismarine temple always. Last but certainly not least, we have the Warden. This is one of the most powerful mobs in Minecraft, and it is one of the deadliest mobs you will encounter in your Minecraft world. Now these guys only spawn in ancient cities and will only spawn if a Skulk Shrieker is activated 3 times by the player. The way this works is there are things called Skulk sensors, and they detect sound. If a player walks or runs past it or makes any kind of noise next to it, whether that's throw an item or walk or whatever it is, it will make a noise itself and alert a Skulk Shrieker if it is nearby. If there isn't one nearby, they are harmless, but if there is one nearby, if you activate it 3 times, it will spawn in one of these big old bad boys, and then you are we're in quite a bit of trouble then. I'm not gonna lie. Now the Warden has 500 hit points of health, which is quite a lot, double the amount of the Ender Dragon. Now I have included all its damages for every mode, as they vary quite a lot. With other mobs it normally only varies about 1 hit point or so in damage. Now for its ranged attack, in easy mode it will do 6 hit points of health, in normal mode it will do 10 hit points of health, in hard mode it will do 15. Now its melee attack is its hardest attack. In easy mode it will do 16 hit points, in normal mode it will do 30, and in hard mode it does 45. So in normal mode and hard mode it will 1-hit kill you without any armor on, which is very dangerous. The Warden will drop a single skull catalyst if you do manage to kill it. The Warden is a very unique mob, as in it is completely blind and hunts via sound. As you can see, it's getting quite aggravated by some of the mobs that are around. They have decided to run for their lives, which is very smart, except for this sheep apparently. As you saw there, that was its ranged attack, and it can go through walls, which makes it even more deadly. As you can see, every now and again you see a small ripple come from the Warden. That is it detecting the sound. And as you can see, this parrot is obviously going to be making noise. It is not very happy about that, so it will fire or attack it. That was the melee attack. That's all for this episode of Minecraft Basics. I hope you enjoyed and it was informative about the hostile mobs in the overworld. The next episode will be about mobs in the Nether and End. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. It will help out a ton. hopefully I'll see you all next time. Bye bye!